One of the things that we wanted to evaluate in our report was to see how these schools are performing against nonprofit traditional colleges, community colleges, and public schools, and nonprofit private colleges. And we wanted to look nationally because we wanted to make sure that the trends that we were seeing were national, that they weren't local trends or they weren't confined to one state. And what we found is that in every state, across the board, for-profit colleges are underperforming nonprofit and private colleges, and that their demographics are different. So students who are attending for-profit colleges look different than the students who are going to nonprofit public and nonprofit private schools.
So we should say, actually, there is a report. It is entitled The State of For-Profit Colleges.
That's right. And we have a state-by-state report, so you can go and pull any state in the country, including a map that you scroll over, and you can see what each state looks like.
And folks could find that at the CRL website or Center for Responsible Lending. Just Google Center for Responsible Lending and the report will show up.
That's right.
Well, so what are some of the big problems that we're confronting? We see that folks aren't really getting their money's worth with a lot of these colleges, but are there some particular abuses that really stand out?
So there are particular abuses, and we've seen that in the failure of Corinthian colleges and ITT Tech, where there was outright fraud when it came to job placement numbers and what recruiters were telling students. And recruiting is a big issue. In their lawsuit against EDMC, which you might recognize as the art institutes, the Department of Justice described the recruiting as a call center rather than a school. That they just were focused on recruiting people and not actually on educating them. But a lot of the failure doesn't necessarily fall into the category of fraud. It's more things like low graduation rates, higher bills to pay because they have more loan debt, and less of an ability to pay it when they get out. So we see really high default rates at a lot of these schools because borrowers are just struggling to repay.